Today we are going to talk about confidence. What is confidence? Why is it important to be confident and how to get confident? I'm sure you're interested in this. So we all know that confidence is seen like a superpower. You would have heard a lot of people saying, a lot of people believing in the fact that if you are confident in life as a person, then there is nothing that you cannot achieve. And the fact is that yes, if you are confident as a person, then you might not be able to achieve everything, but you will give your best shot to everything, and then it might or might not lead to the desired result, but you will definitely give it your best shot. So the chances of you achieving what you desire become much higher if you are somebody who is confident. First of all, because if you are confident, you will try and you will attempt to move towards your desire. So that increases your chances by a mile. And if you are somebody who is confident, then you will go ahead and be consistent at your journey till you achieve your goal, or till you have given everything that you have had to achieve your goal. So this makes the quality of confidence very attractive. I understand this because I used to be somebody who was very underconfident. I used to be somebody who was very timid. I used to be somebody who used to be scared and full of self-doubt for anything. It did not matter what it was. It could be playing with my friends, it could be going for a debate competition, it could be anything. It did not matter what it was. I was somebody who was scared and full of self-doubt that I cannot do it. Who am I to do it? I know nothing about it. I have never done it. People will laugh at me. Everybody will make fun of me. So this is who I was for a very long period of time. And now I know I'm extremely confident as a person, irrespective of what the situation is, irrespective of what the task is, irrespective of what environment I am in. And I'm very proud in saying that because I've earned the right to say that I am an extremely confident individual. This is not arrogance, this is self-assurance. I know I am because I have taken that journey to become that person. So I understand this journey completely. So that's why I want to talk to you about it, because I firmly believe that if you take a certain journey, if you take a certain path of becoming confident, then anybody and everybody can become confident. It is not rocket science, but yes, it is a journey. It has its tasks, it has its ways of doing it, which are not easy. But if you're looking for an easy way, then you can just turn off this video right now. But if you are insistent and persistent and determined to become somebody who is confident, and if it is very important for you, then we can continue on this video and you can listen to me further. So let's come back to the questions that we discussed or I told you about earlier, to first understand what is confidence. Confidence is nothing but how you get perceived as a person, how you actually feel about yourself as a person. So there are two different shades to it. One shade is of belief, which means what do I think about myself? How do I see myself as a person deep inside? Is my belief, is my inner image of who I am, who is Prashant. And another one is how people perceive me, which means what do I project to the outside world is what they see, and that is my projection of the confidence. So there is one level of belief and another level of confidence is projection. So what do I mean by these two things? It's important to understand it. Projection is nothing but a perception that you can build outside. You would have heard a lot of people saying fake it till you make it. Now what is that? You see somebody in a certain body posture, you see somebody looking a certain way, dressed a certain way, moving a certain way, walking a certain way, and you feel that person is confident, right? That person might be shivering inside, that person might be trembling inside, that person might be sweating. You don't see what is going inside that person, but what you see from outside, you perceive that person as confident. Now that is perceived confidence, which means you fake the external factors, the external actions and behaviors that can be seen by others, and they perceive you as somebody who is confident. Now that is perceived confidence. And second, and the deeper concept of confidence is how you see yourself and what is your belief about yourself. Now what is the difference between the two? Now perceived confidence is very situational, which means you might be able to show that You might be able to project it in your body language, in the way you dress. But when it comes to taking up the task, when it comes up to doing something that you're uncomfortable doing, when it comes to doing something that you've never done before, when it's a time of challenge, when it is time to take a risk, your inner belief knows that you are not confident. Your inner belief knows that you are not somebody who is aligned to do such things, so that confidence shatters. So that perceived confidence only works if you have practiced it for a certain situation. Which means, for example, if I have to give a presentation, if I have rehearsed that presentation 100 times, I have rehearsed my body language, I have rehearsed my pauses, I have rehearsed how I will dress. If all that is practiced and rehearsed in a safe environment, then I can build that perception, because at a skill level, I have practiced it very well and it works in that situation. But if I am put in a very different situation, if there is a challenge that happens in that presentation, if something happens that you were not expecting, something that you were not ready for, something that you were not prepared for, that entire confidence falls. And then your inner belief takes over. That inner confidence, that belief in yourself is what takes over. That if that is absent, then you fall down completely. But if your inner belief is strong, if you are actually confident from inside, and you're not just showing and trying to build a perception of confidence, then you will be able to handle that situation. You'll be able to tackle that situation, because you know it deep inside that, okay, I can handle this. I'm ready to take risks. I'm somebody who likes challenges. I'm somebody who takes on uncertain situations. So I will figure out a way of handling this unseen, or unacceptable, or I don't know if unacceptable is the right word, but unseen or unaware situation that you are in, which you did not know would happen. Okay, I hope those words make sense. Just fit in the right word. What I'm trying to say is a situation where you were not prepared for it. Okay, so unforeseen situation. So if your inner belief is strong, which means if you are confident as a person deep inside, then you can handle such situations. So the reason I'm telling you this is to understand that there are two layers to it. So perceived confidence works in certain situations, because if you have to do something tomorrow, if you have to present something today, if you have to face a situation that you already are aware of it's going to happen and it's important for you, then you can work and rehearse in a safe environment and you can build perceived confidence, which is a good start. But if you want to get confident as a person, which means irrespective of the situation in scenario in any area of your life, professional or personal, if you want to be confident as a person, then you need to work on your belief system. Now, how do we work on our belief system? Our belief system cannot be cheated. Our belief system cannot be lied to, because it knows what your reality is. It knows what the truth is. That's why it's called your belief system, because that is what you believe in. Now, one way that Sure Shot worked for me, and I know is a way of building your inner belief, is by facing your fears. Before the fear comes into your life, before a situation arises into your life where you have to face your fears, where you have to face things that make you uncomfortable, make a list of things that make you uncomfortable and start getting comfortable by facing the uncomfortable in a planned manner. What do I mean by that? Now, for example, when I started this exercise, I started noting down things that I fear. I used to fear speaking in public. I used to fear birds for some reason. I don't know where that came from. I used to fear birds, any bird around me, and I used to feel threatened, like my life is getting threatened. And I used to fear heights. Even if I was, say, on a 2 or a 3 floor roof, and if I looked up towards the sky or if I looked down towards the ground, I used to feel dizzy. So these were the fears that I was aware of, that I had. So I made a list of these fears and I decided to face these fears. So for the fear of birds, what I did is, there is a place about 4 or 5 kilometers from my house where people come and feed pigeons. There are a lot of pigeons there every morning. So what I did one day is I put that cap, the monkey cap, so that my head and my face is covered and I can only see and breathe. And I went and I stood there with grains in my hand and I decided to face that fear. So I closed my eyes, I stood there and the pigeons came. I could feel the pigeons sitting on my hand. I could feel their claws. It felt very irritating, but I just let it be. So there must have been 20, 30, 50 pigeons that came, that took food from my hand, and then I dropped the food on the ground, and when I opened my eyes, I could not believe that I was surrounded by hundreds of pigeons, and slowly my heartbeat started coming down. I started getting control of it. I started getting comfortable with it, and I started patting the pigeon. I started putting my hand on his head, and in few minutes, maybe it would have taken me like half an hour to 45 minutes for the entire exercise, I got comfortable with birds. So I was in an environment which I put myself into knowingly to get comfortable with that fear of birds, and I never feared birds after that. Fear of heights. I booked a trek. It's called a Har Ki Doon trek. I booked a trek to Himalayas in Uttarakhand, where I went for that trek, and I actually climbed about 7,000 feet around above the ground with a group of people, where the environment was safe. They were taking care of our safety, our food, our stay. But I climbed heights, and imagine somebody being feared or fearful of 2 to 3 floors of height, climbing 7,000 feet. So that experience was magical. That experience was amazing, and I remember a particular time when I stood in a place where I was covered with mountains, where as high as I could look, I had mountains all around me. And that moment was where I let go of that fear of heights. And if I had gone to Himalayan trek, then 2-3 floors was nothing for me, but I created a controlled, safe environment for me to face those fears. Fear of public speaking. I joined clubs where I could go and speak in public in front of people who did not matter. I knew they will judge me. I knew that I will get feedback on things, but that was the whole point. I wanted to face myself. I wanted to face that fear of speaking in front of 5, 10, 20 people. That's how I started, and slowly and steadily I lost that fear because I started enjoying that entire thing. So the point I'm trying to make is, for your inner belief to become strong and become confident deeply, you need to get comfortable with facing your fears. It does not matter what it is. And once you face series of fears that you have and you get comfortable with them, your mind, your body gets comfortable in uncomfortable situations. Your heart does not race that much. Your mind tells you that you have faced fears before. This is another situation that you need to face, so you will figure it out. So that is what you get used to, and it becomes a part of you for not feeling like not taking that action irrespective of that fear. The fear will still be there. Your heart will still race a little. You'll still be anxious. You'll still feel that you'll be judged. All those feelings will still come, but you will get comfortable with those feelings, knowing that okay, in uncomfortable situation this happens. So that is how you work on your inner belief. So there are 2 things that I spoke about. One is your real confidence, which is deep inside, working on your belief system by facing your fears in safer environments and slowly and steadily getting comfortable doing things that you're uncomfortable with, and that becomes a part of you. So in any situation going forward, it helps you to be more confident because your inner confidence is extremely high. Another one is your perceived confidence, which means the situations where you have to show up, the situations where the stakes are high, the situation where you want to be at your best, then your body language, your posture, the way you dress, all these things help, because you can rehearse, you can practice for it, and you can project yourself as somebody who is confident even though your inner confidence is not very high. But that works in short term or in situations where you don't have any other option. My suggestion to you would be, perceived confidence works in short term situations, so let that be. Whenever it's needed, use it, but constantly work on your inner confidence so that you're not confident only situationally. You're not confident only in certain scenarios. You are confident irrespective of what situation, what scenario you're in, because deep inside you know that you have become comfortable with the uncomfortable, and you can present your best in any situation given, irrespective of the result turning around to be in your favor or not. That is not in your control, but you know that you will project your best and you will face your fears at your best that is possible. That is the real confidence.